It's got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and you can download games. Is it any good? Let's check it out. So, do you remember those big massive arcade joysticks known as the Pandora box? Well, this is one of those, but in a mini handheld version. This is the Pandora Game S Mini. And it's a pretty decent form factor as well. As you can see, it's one solid piece of blue, baby blue plastic. We got decent D-pads, reasonable analog sticks, 6 face buttons, a home, select and start button there. On the side of the screen, we have a volume rocker, and at the top we have a couple of ports, a proprietary control pad port, analog video out I believe, and also it doubles as a headphone socket, micro SD card slot and micro USB slot. And that's your lot. Okay. Now, one thing that is very interesting about this machine is the interface. It's far better than what we're usually looking at with these type of devices. Now, it is Android based. You know that because when you boot it up, it says booting Android. So they didn't try to hide that very well. But one thing that's really nice about this device is the fact that we get videos of the games running. Now, normally on these type of devices, we just get pictures, but we actually get pretty decent high quality video of every single game on this device. Although officially, this device comes with no games. So how do you get games? Well, you can actually download games using the built-in Wi-Fi function of this device. Now the thing is, it doesn't tell you how to get to the Wi-Fi function, but I figured it out. Hold down the home button here for a few seconds, and we go to a nice new menu. Oh yes, so from these menus we can configure many aspects of the machine, set up the Bluetooth, the Wi-Fi, edit the game lists, and so on. But we're not going to mess about with all that now. What I'm going to show you is how we can actually download games using this device. So what we do is we press the X button here and we go to this screen. Now what this screen does is let us download games based upon charts. So we've got a few options here. We've got download chart, popular chart, increasing popular chart, and new game chart. So we'll go to new game chart and we press the A button here. And what it'll do is list all the new additions to this so-called service, and we can download the game. So you can see we've got a few Mega Drive games up at the top. I'm going to download, let's see, The Adventures of Baby Rabbit. Okay, whatever that is. So what we do is we press the A button on the game we want. We have an option here, install or feedback. We'll go with install. Okay, it's now downloading the data. You can see 37, 43, 50%. So it downloads pretty reasonably fast considering this is some weird service in China. It's installing the game into the device now and we should be able to run it. Start game. Okay. So this game should start up. And as you can see, it's a Sega Mega Drive game, as we knew. Now the thing is, all the games are listed with the direct Chinese translations of the title, so you get some weird titles. This is actually Tiny Toons. Alright. So that's how you get games onto it without having to connect up to a PC. Just download them and it automatically installs them onto the machine. Okay, let's go to the home menu. Okay, B to exit game. And I'll show you another feature which is pretty cool about this. Now let's get back to the main home section. I'm going to get out of this, go back to home. Yes. Now what we want to do is we want to search for games by category. So we can do by machine type. So PSP there. Actually, oh, hang on. Go to category. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll get all the PSP games, then we've got PlayStation, what's that, Nintendo 64, Famicom, Super Famicom, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Mega Drive, PC Engine, Dreamcast, Final Burn Alpha and MAME. Okay, so that's what came built into this machine. We can also see what we played recently, so they're games I've recently played on this device. And we can also search for games. So for example, let's see, press A to input. Okay, so we'll go over to the search box. And let's see if it has a Tekken game on it. So we'll input Tekken. Let's see, T-E-K-K. Here we go. It's come up with Tekken, Tekken 2 and Tekken 3. So we can just click on one of those and it'll start the game. Hopefully. Yep, very simple. So as you can see, the interface on this device is pretty good. Now, how about emulation? How good is the emulation going to be? Well, let's turn that down a little bit. I don't think it's going to run Dreamcast and Nintendo 64 games perfectly well, because these devices never do. But it should run PlayStation, PSP, all the 16-bit games and a lot of the arcade stuff very well. So let's get this connected up to the camera so we can get a direct sound feed and play through a couple of games.
begin. One, fight! Uppercut! You win!
2, 1, go!
So there we have it. That is the handheld game system from Pandora's box. What did you think of it? Well, it's a shame it doesn't play Dreamcast games perfectly well, but you know, what you expect from something like this. It's tiny. Look at that. It's a little handheld machine. In fact, compare it to a Nintendo 3DS. This is the DX version or the LL version in Japan. And you can see it's actually smaller than that. The screen quality on it is really good. It's got a very nice screen. You can see it from many different angles, as I'm sure you can tell by looking at it there on the screen. If the reflection's not getting in the way, that is. Yeah, I mean, it worked with a Bluetooth controller as well. That was pretty good. I didn't expect that. I don't have any Bluetooth headphones to try with it, but maybe they work also. Who knows? I found this stick here, it's not analog, it's actually digital, but it works fairly well. I could pull off fighting move games. I could pull off moves in fighting games really well with this. The D-pad, not bad as well. I mean, could be better, but it's far from being completely useless. And these buttons are fairly nice too. So overall, a pretty decent machine, and I've been running this for how long now? About an hour and a half, and it was on 80% battery when I started. And I want to see how much battery power we have right now. Let's see. Let's go back to got 43% battery left on it. Okay, so it did have 80% when I started. I've been using it for an hour and a half. So let's say about 3 hours worth of gameplay out of this thing. Not the best in the world, but then again, not too bad. I guess if you're playing 2D games and you have the screen brightness set to moderate, I've got it set to really high. It might last a bit longer, but yeah, not too bad. Anyway, there's going to be some links in the video description down below, completely unaffiliated. But anyway, if you want one of these, check out the link in the video description down below. Till next time, guys, keep on gaming and enjoy your games. See ya.